Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, June 1st, 2012. This weekend is a 4-day weekend in London celebrating Queen Elizabeth II's Diamond Jubilee. It's her 60th year on the throne. We will have some scheduling changes for the broadcast. There will be no broadcast this coming Tuesday. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we will be broadcasting normally. In London today, a big new broker has been formed. The broker Hyperion has purchased Lloyd's broker Windsor for an undisclosed fee. Hyperion bought Windsor from its management, and it looks now as if this combined entity is going to be producing approximately £30 million a year in earnings before taxes. Hyperion is led by David Howden, who was also involved with the Howden Broking Group, which is their reinsurance entity. It's going to be a significant new player on the scene, so we'll keep an eye on this. In Italy tomorrow, this is very interesting, in Trieste, the headquarters of Generali, there's going to be an extraordinary general meeting. It's being prompted by the company's largest shareholder, the Italian bank Mediobanca, and the purpose of the meeting is to put pressure on the CEO Giovanni Perissinotto to step down and leave the company. The meeting has been called at the request of both the bank and the Italian securities regulator CONSOB. The United States today announced that it has added only 69,000 new jobs in the month of May, the smallest increase of the year. Economists had been expecting an increase of 165,000. The unemployment rate has now jumped up to 8.2% from 8.1%. Meanwhile, the news from Europe is all bad. If you go to Google Business News, the first 7 stories are nothing but negative news coming from Europe, the threat to the euro, European Union unemployment rate, threats of a double-dip recession, etc., etc. Police in Nigeria's largest city of Lagos used tear gas this morning to try to dispel a crowd of several hundred students who were protesting the name change at the University of Lagos by the president, Jonathan Goodluck. He wants to change the name to that of a former businessman associate of his who has passed away. Students want the name to remain as the University of Lagos. They overturned an armored police car. In India today, nationwide strikes have brought the country to just about a standstill. They're protesting government mismanagement of the economy. Yesterday, the government announced that gas prices would rise 11%. They're burning effigies of the Prime Minister. The United States, of course, the price of gas has dropped about 30 cents in the past 4 weeks. This translates out into a multi-billion-dollar stimulus injection into the American economy. The chairman of Axis Insurance, John Charman, has won a big victory over the UK taxman after a judge dismissed a case in which he had been claimed to have owed £11.5 million in unpaid taxes after his 2006 divorce settlement. That divorce settlement is thought to be still the most expensive in British history, which is saying a lot considering all of the rock and roll stars who have been divorced in Britain. The case was thrown out of the High Court earlier this week after petitions to gain access to confidential information relating to Mr. Charman's divorce settlement were ruled as improper by the judge. So the judge said there's no suggestion that Charman is guilty of any tax evasion or criminal conduct. Well, today is June 1st. You're feeling a little bit uncomfortable, but you don't know why. It is the beginning of the hurricane season. This is an interesting story. I'm a member of the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty Against Animals, as well as the Humane Society, but you see something like this, it's terrible. It's from Australia. Hundreds of sheep rained down on drivers in Melbourne yesterday after a truck transporting them crashed onto a bridge, spilling its animal cargo onto the highway below. The sheep fell onto the busy Prince's Highway, blocking the highway for 2 hours. Terrified motorists plowed into the animals, although none of the car passengers were killed. A number of the sheep were killed. A truck was on a overpass when it flipped over and crashed onto its side, leaving it hanging precariously over the highway. The sheep then tumbled out. Hundreds of them tumbled out onto the road below. A driver said that he was driving a car hit by the sheep. He was lucky he was not seriously hurt. He said all of a sudden, quote, "there are sheep falling down from the top of an overpass." Medics said that there were a large number of deceased sheep on the scene. If you're ever driving in the United States at night, you can see cars, you can see transports with large numbers of livestock moving to and from slaughterhouses. That's the news for today. Have a good weekend. Thank you for watching. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you.